forget about the fact that I am Igbo, I am Yoruba or Hausa or
can I ask a
whatever.
question? Can I ask a question?
I don't agree.
What does it mean to be Nigerian?
Well, for me, it is everything. Like she said, she has a background from Asaba, but for me, it's not just okay. What of she now that said all her life it has been the Anambra.
I think you're understanding what I'm saying, because I think when you look at the foundations again upon which Nigeria was built, once the cracks began to show, there was no real unifying values. Think of someone like Awolowo. Think of someone like the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa. These were the founding fathers of Nigeria as we know it today, and they themselves were tribalists. They were underlying tribalists.
Thank you very much.
Wait,
let him finish his thoughts. Let him finish his
So one
thoughts.
thing for you and I to come here and say we're going to forget about it like it doesn't exist.
Yep.
Well, I myself, I served in Kwara State. When I went to Kwara State, there were all these like cliques, like you said, forming Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo. I didn't care because I grew up in Lagos. I don't care.
Can you guys not forget the minority?
But the fact
Which is something else I was going to address.
Yeah.
but the point I'm making is that Nigeria as we know it is already, people are already aggregating themselves by virtue of their tribe. Yeah. I personally don't care. Folu personally doesn't care. But but we live.
I don't care.
You don't. But we live in the context, and we can't deny. We can't deny that that's what is on ground.
We can't trust. It's the underlying reason why we have so many problems in our nation, and our parents pass on this trauma to us. Our parents, our grandparents, and it is trauma when you're telling people because of a past experience that happened, that you mustn't trust these types of people from this part of the country, or people from here. And on all sides it's happening. On all sides people are refusing to come to the table and really have a conversation.
And coming to the issue of minority, we're centered around Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba.
I think we should not even call them minority.
No,
That word alone.
It's the
reality.
I'm a minority in Nigeria and a minority in my state.
No, there is minority and there is minority.
Exactly.
Why not just call them the other tribes?
So, and this actually caused a crisis in the past. That's the thief crisis, because they were minorities trying to fight with the Fulani people. So it's essential that we educate, or people are educated about what Nigeria is. It's not just three ethnic groups outside one Yoruba. And when someone tells you, "Oh, I'm from Port Harcourt," look at that person like you just dropped from the sky. You're not a Nigerian. Okay, they now try to classify you like, okay, you're Igbo. I'm not Igbo, but they're trying to place you. No, I am from Port Harcourt. And there's a lot.
You'll be like.
That's why I said that is annoying.
It's not about you. Exactly.
It's not always about you. This is my identity, and I have every right to claim it as my own.
That's what minorities
It's
keep
not you, and
facing
that's
in
what minorities in
Nigeria.
Nigeria deal with day
Every
in,
day,
day
yeah.
out. Is that there are always these conversations on a national level and say, we'll have a national conversation. But it is always about the three tribes. And until we remove, which is what I'm saying, know your history, know where you're coming from, know these are my roots, but we are Nigerians.
Our cultures are different. So even if we are trying to, okay, let's unify ourselves, let's have this, let's Nigerianize everything, you can't remove that part of them.
I'm not saying do not identify as your tribe.
As your tribe,
I'm
yeah.
saying on official government documents, bank statements, there is no reason to indicate your state of
Let me
origin.
give you one reason.
Okay, what's the reason?
According to how it is now, we have a federal character.
And that was the next point I was going to make, is that as well as
You
removing
understand?
local government, remove federal character because it's causing problems for us.
I said different perspectives is important. For someone else, it's like, I am first Nigerian before I am Igala, or before I am Tiv, or before I am whatever. For me, it's I am first Igbo before I am any other thing. That's not to say, now any other person's typical reaction would be, hey, it's still back to the point of you disassociating yourself from Nigeria. But it's the thing about stereotypes. We must not allow ourselves to understand things in the popular sense of, because everybody says your reactions to somebody saying I'm first, this for that, is this disassociation. Just like what you were saying about how you say, I am Cross River. It's not an offensive thing against the Igbos. It's just that this is my identity and this is what I am. It's the same way when I say that I am first this thing. It doesn't mean that I'm saying there's anything wrong with being this other person. So for me, my own journey is going inwards to help me understand how that will go outside. And that.
NYC to deal with the issues of tribalism.
Everybody should come together.
And
Unity.
unity.
Yes.
But I mean, I would still say NYC isn't working. Why?
Yes.
Why? Why? Because they could have posted me to Kano. I worked it.
To Lagos.
Yeah.
Because no trust. One of the problems with NYC and people not wanting to go to some parts of Nigeria is because insecurity and trust.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm an only child. Immediately I graduated from school and I wanted to go for NYC. My father was like, Lagos or Ogun. I mean, he didn't have a problem with Southwest. But I can imagine if I had told my father, oh, I was posted to Bono, that would have been a problem.
But let's
No, I'm not trying to vilify.
Let's not vilify the North, because I've heard stories where people say they went for NYC in the North and they were accepted.
And they enjoyed it. I'm talking
And
about
it makes me wonder,
insecurity.
like, okay, is this really how it is? And it brings that sense of, unity that, okay, maybe that idea that I had that these people are like this, it changes that factor.
Yeah. For example, when they wanted to post me, I wanted to go to Lagos because when they go to and leave the East. And now posted me to Edo. Now, and I got to Edo. Oh, even in Edo, it's not just Bini people, all of them are Bini people. Now you now find out that you have a Sako, you have a Shani, you understand? So it helps in education.
Nigeria is like a train that is moving to no direct. As in, there's no direction. It's just wherever the rail is rolling, let's go. Whenever we get to wherever we are getting to, we figure it out. And that's how the people are also reasoning.
I think for me, for us to move forward as a country, I think first of all, the country needs to have a day set aside for the civil war.
That's a huge point.
Yeah.
I don't think
That would
Nigeria.
be
We can talk about this forever, talk,
Yeah.
argue, and all of those things. Nigeria wants to still pretend
That
that there was no civil war.
Yeah.
And unless you know where you're coming from, you cannot say where you're going to. He said that Nigeria is a train with no direction. But at least let us know where the train moves.
Start there from.
Yes, it's important.
Which is a good point.
So
Yeah.
unless Nigeria comes and says, yes, there was a time, 3 years of our life
Yes.
as a country.
People were dying.
We lost
People dying.
people. Yes, we lost Igbo people. We lost people who were not Igbos.
We lost
people.
Nigerians,
We lost
where we should
Nigerians because
start
Igbo people are still Nigerians.
Yeah.
And
So
even the
unless-
North.
In addition to that point,
yeah.
I think also there needs to be a national war history museums.
We do.
Not
We
just
do.
in the East.
Can we look at, I don't know, how old was Gowon?
32.
34. Ojukwu was 34. Gowon was
31,
33.
32.
Oh, was it?
33. Murtala Mohammed
Murtala
was
was
30.
30, yeah.
Yarada was 27.
I don't know if this makes sense, but can we look at this as a group of boys,
Yes.
a group
Pretty
of
much.
guys
Absolutely.
who sat down and just thought, you know what's happening? What can we do to make this fun? And they didn't know that their actions
Had repercussions.
were going to have a rippling effect. It's just like saying the white man is going to pay for slavery.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to
Not
happen.
realistic.
He doesn't even believe he took you as a slave.
Exactly. There's a Black History Month.
No, I mean,
Why is
there's a
Nigeria
Black
still
History Month.
pretending?
Most likely, the people who deserve these apologies will never receive the kind of apologies that
They
they
have to
deserve.
accept that.
I think
be
someone
acknowledged.
mentioned apologize to Igbos. Let's leave this apologize to a tribe. Apologize to Nigerians if there will ever be an apology. So you are not apologizing to
Igbos are
everybody.
Nigerians. So when
You
you apologize to
apologize to
Igbos,
Nigerians.
Again, you have to look at time and context. Time. How long did it take before Black History Month should
Exactly.
But now that we know, we
And
should
you
do
can't-
that.
You can't ignore that. It is a reality. So I'm not saying these things should not happen.
It's
I'm
not
now
like a
asking,
wound.
okay,
Time and
before we
context.
get to there,
Time and context, like you said, the Rwandan genocide, almost 26 years, they have a date.
context is they're not as divided in terms of number of tribes and people that make up their country.
Yes,
as
but
well.
the
No, it
thing
matters.
is, the
It makes-
date,
that's
the
a
date
big
is
problem.
a start.
That's a big
Like,
problem.
we're
You're
looking
right,
for where to
you're
start.
right.
We're
Yes,
looking for where to
exactly,
start. The
yeah.
first thing is, we already have libraries. Yes, they're underfunded. They are terribly
every
taken
other
care
thing in
of.
Nigeria.
But the date is an important start because once that date happens, we're going to have our kids and people asking, why are we doing this? We know why we're celebrating
the day
October
about?
1. We already know why we're celebrating October 1. So the moment the date is set, people start talking. The date gives
Conversation.
everybody an idea.
Back
The
to the
date
conversation.
becomes in Nigeria's days. Everybody tell your story.
So what
as
are we
it is on this
celebrating?
date.
What should
So celebration,
We are
then
What are we celebrating?
They are remembering the
everyone's
Civil
like
War as
the story on this.
Nigerians.
From an Igbo perspective, they write this hashtag
Ozemena.
Let it not happen again.
Let it not happen again. So when someone now brings up, okay, we're the oppressed. That's when
Someone from Port Harcourt, someone from Asaba
you understand,
comes
can
and
now
says,
say,
what the
you
hell are
guys
you talking
oppressed
about?
us
You
too.
also oppressed
You
us.
understand? So it triggers the
That
conversation.
date is a day of unification. It's a day that triggers conversation. It's a day that we can have on record. Like, it's the start.
Yeah.
Because once we know
what
we
happens
have
until
this,
we get to that day, because in the meantime, a lot of people already have kids. It is possible for us to move forward.
definitely
And it is
possible.
only people who are in positions of education, knowledge, and power, people like us that sit in these circles, that will cause it to happen. Because the
Are we
masses...
really in position of power?
I get what she said.
Do you know why? And I know this. I will tell you why you are. Because majority of young people in Nigeria are not educated. Majority of young people don't have access to basic education that we do. Where I have the opportunity to speak in situations like this, I will talk.
Yeah.
I will talk.
You know,
because we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to our kids and their kids.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to sit, because Nigeria is a place where that's what we do. If you do this, they will say, because how we were raised here was beatings to be quiet. Beating, if you say anything intelligent, they beat you. We are hostile to intelligence and we can no longer tolerate it. We mustn't.
You know,
This also comes down to our education system. While you are doing yours on the home front, you're trying to tell your kids or people around you, you can intermarry, this person is not your enemy, you have to be Nigerian, you understand? You have your own tribe, but you have to be Nigerian, you understand? I don't know about that. But you have to be Nigerian.
I'm here with you, bro.
Know where you come from.
I believe outside the country, when you fuck up, when you mess up, what they first see is your green passport.
First. You suddenly become, even if you are born abroad, you suddenly become Nigerian.
So that's why I said first. They won't ask you and you say I'm Igbo there.
Someone I will probably never meet from another part of Nigeria will do something abroad that will mar my own chances just because I'm in Nigeria. Nobody knows. Oh, this guy is even a minority in Delta States. Nobody cares.
we are Nigerians, whether Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba.
We just talked about this.
Sorry.
Old habits die hard, we understand.
I refuse to accept. I am not, you're not more Nigerian than I am.
Nigerians, whether we're differentiated by tribe, ethnic groups, whatever, for 90 minutes when we're watching soccer.
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you.
So, apart from education, if anybody here works in government, if anybody here has roots or whatever with government, there are certain things we need to start imputing our badge into. What does our flag mean? Green, white, green. What does our national anthem mean? We need to tell each other these things. We need to pass these things down. Right now, we have a Malian movement. If Malian, or what's his name?
Naira Marley.
If Naira Marley can have a group of people believe in Malian movement, please. I can't believe we're talking about it. No, but it's the truth. So if it means we have to use entertainment, we have to use sports, we have to use these avenues to talk about what Nigeria should be. Please, let's use them.
Our generation, we need to remember that power is not given, it's taken. And Nigeria is run by people who seize power. It's run by people who were bold enough. A lot of our parents were educated to a certain level. They saw the horrors that were happening and they didn't want to engage or involve in it. And they removed themselves from it. But if we keep doing that, it's always going to be in the hands of people who don't care and can't think long term. We believe the stories that our parents told us, where they're like, nothing will happen, nothing is this, and we accepted it and internalized it. So even though we are still the generation that has the most influence in terms of everything that happens in our country, for some reason, in here, we are still subject and subordinate to our parents' generation, where we believe that somehow we have no right to step in. If these boys were taking over at my age or younger, then what's to stop me from speaking up? So for me, that's something, being very involved in the processes. Even if you're not going to run for office, know what is happening. Encourage people to take up their civic rights, because it's also a civic duty. And I love what you said about national anthems and things, because Vusi Tembayo is a South African public speaker that I watch a lot, and he was posting about tours that he does, and he goes, there's one thing he always does, whenever, it doesn't matter what country he's doing his tours in, he opens with the South African national anthem and the national anthem of that host country, because it reestablishes and reroutes you in what you are doing and the context of your life.
Going forward, our allegiance should be to values as against tribal sentiments. You know. Yeah. So if our values align, it doesn't matter what political party you belong to. It doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, let's just keep on speaking, keep on writing, keep on making podcasts, keep on talking to people, keep on reading. You know, talk to people online, offline. Your sphere of influence is very important. Don't take them for granted. Keep talking to your parents, keep talking to your friends, keep talking to your cousins. Just keep talking. Yeah, keep making your voice heard.